yeah, it is a good tweet. So I just have like an hour. Whoa, what's that? If I could have like an hour-long video, that'd be great.
Guys, good to see you. It's been about a month or so since we last had you on the podcast, and appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule, jumping back in. Caught up a lot with the video. What else is going on that we didn't see? What else you guys been up to?
I don't know. I think we kind of put everything in the video, didn't we? Like everything that's been going on. I was editing that video all the way up until it got released. I guess like the lawyers would be like, I'd finish the video, and the lawyers were like, "Oh, you can post it tomorrow," and then tomorrow would come, and like, "Oh, it's gonna be 2 more days." So I'm like, "Oh yeah, I guess 2 more days of editing." I'd like add 2 more days of updates, and then like I'm like, "Okay, it's finished. Part 3's done." Then the lawyers are like, "Oh, it's gonna be like 2 more days." It's been like that for like
Can
2
I
weeks,
please
you
get
know.
info?
So like every day I just kept making the video like this much longer each day. So whatever updates there were, I just tried to like keep putting it in the video. I guess I don't know. So I feel like it's pretty like up to date as of like everything's been going on. I guess.
Yeah, because I guess with the extra time, you just kept adding.
I'm at a really bad focal length,
and then just more and more things started happening. So, as far as I think it's wild. So they got a hold of your Google account. What's the status on that? Are they out of there now? Have you been able to change it? Like, what's the latest on that?
I don't know. They just sent me a file when I did discovery, and because I was like, they were like, "Hey, like you have this court case." I was gonna like call some lawyers because I was like, "Hey, I want to like get a lawyer and stuff." And this is before part 1 even dropped. And then all of a sudden they're like, "You have court tomorrow." I'm like, "No, I don't." And they're like, "Yeah." They're like, "Get through the court." I'm like, "For what?" And they're like, "Oh, they're saying you're like trying to like burn down the building or something." I'm like, "What? No, I didn't." I'm like, "What? I don't even know about this." They're like, "Oh, they should have sent you something in the mail." I'm like, "I didn't get anything in the mail." So I just got really lucky. I called a lawyer that day, you know. And then I was like, I called the police department. I'm like, "Hey, can I know what I'm being charged for?" And Provo actually told me what I was being charged for. They gave me all the discovery, which was very nice of them. Kind of the only win they had was to give me discovery. It's not really a win. They're like already expected to do that. But then I'm like just going through it, and I'm like looking through the body count, like, what the heck is happening? And then I saw on Google, they're like a Google warrant, and so I'm just like looking through these files. I'm like, wait, they have my Google stuff. I'm like looking through, they have like all my private videos. So I'm working on like 12 videos like side by side, and all of my like 12 videos that I'm working on also. I'm like, what the heck? Like they just like looked at like everything, and like
that's wild. Because I know some of the companies protect against that. Like Apple famously won't give up phones even if it's someone who really actually did something. You know what I mean? Like, but I guess somehow they got in through Google.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, but I just made a Patreon password. It's actually
like it matters at this point, right?
Yeah, they got everything. Yeah.
But I mean, also there's like nothing for me to hide, so it's like, hey, you have it.
Yeah, you might as well tell us your password now.
I thought it was like weird that they did that. I don't know, but at the same time, too. I mean, I guess it kind of does suck if they like leak this stuff because the other 12 videos I'm working on, like, I always say like I have nothing to hide except for I don't want my undercover stuff to be leaked because then like if people find out like the stuff I'm still undercover, because there's like a lot of stuff where I'm still undercover, you know, if that gets leaked, then it'll just ruin the video and that would suck. But besides that, like I'm pretty much an open book, I guess. So as long as like the police don't leak like my other videos I'm working on, then I don't really care. But
you're at various stages of completion. There's different sort of series you're working on concurrently.
Yeah. Some of them I'm still undercover in, and we're trying to take down some more bad guys. But yeah, I just made a Patreon video literally like 10 minutes before this, where I kind of go into detail. Apparently, some internet sleuths were able to connect some dots that I didn't connect. Where, so they basically say there's an extortion charge, with like basically that there's not an extortion charge. Is what the police confirm on. I think it's December 10th. And then 2 months later, on February 10th, they subpoena Google and they're like, hey, we're getting Ben for extortion. Can we have all this private information? Because if they would have just said like, oh, we're trying to get Ben for trespassing, they would have given me all the stuff. So I think they lied to Google. I think it's like a big no-no on the police department. But pretty interesting.
But who's going to hold them accountable, right? I mean, it's good that you're airing all this,
Me?
hopefully. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, hopefully someone, God, man. So some of this stuff, I mean, watching it from the viewer's eyes, you're doing everything by the book, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, but you're still getting held down. What do you think it's going to take? I mean, so you did secure a lawyer. Do you think that will help? Will it need to be a bigger effort than that to finally get, the world is seeing it, but I mean, according to the law, how are we going to get the law to care about what you're reporting?
I don't know. I'm just trying to start I guess.
Like a movie. Like, it just says so open and shut, dude. Like, what do you like? It's just it's gotta be scary for you and scary for everyone else to watch. You have somebody dead to rights and they're still holding you down. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I always just say I only get upset or happy with myself with what I can control. So it's like as long as I just do my best, even if I go to jail for 30 years, it's like, well, I'm so happy with myself because it is the best I could have done, you know? So that's the only thing I can judge myself on is like how I'm doing. So I'll just do my best and we'll fight as hard as we can. And as long as I'm fighting as hard as I can, then I'll be happy with myself, I think. So.
Another sort of thing that came out of the last video is, you know, Ammon saying like Ben threatened to kill you. That was kill him. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, they keep saying that. I think they just are like, oh, if we make up lies about Ben, then the police have to take us more seriously. I think is probably their goal. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, sometimes people do that where they'll be like if it's like little kids do that all the time, you know, where like they're like, hey mom, I want this, you know, and the parents don't listen to them. It's like, mom, I want this, and then finally they start screaming like, ah, like I'm like, and they do a temper tantrum, and then finally the parents listen to them. So I think that's what brings me to do it. They're acting like little like three. I think they're taking like I call it like the 3-year-old strategy, you know. That's probably what they're doing. They're probably looking at these 3-year-olds and like, how do these 3-year-olds get attention? How can we copy these 3-year-olds and do exactly what they're doing? You know, that's probably what they're looking to the very young for their inspiration. I think, you know.
It's funny you mentioned the 3-year-old like temper tantrum thing. The thing that jumped in my head was Ammon the diaper shot. I was actually
Wait, what's
watching
that?
it. What's that?
I haven't seen that. He wore a diaper?
Wait,
In the video?
Well, that would make.
Oh, that was on the Papa Me. Sorry, on the Papa Me video. Have you seen that yet?
oh, the little short clip.
My
Oh,
black is
yeah,
dead.
Where he's
I know
wearing
you're
his
talking
diaper.
about that. Yeah.
That was pretty wild. So have you also heard, since you've been following everything, that the franchise owners are all sort of banding together and formed an association, and they're trying to.
Wait, is that real? Wait, can I see that? Hey, Mile, to show this. Is this what you're referring to?
What the? Is that? Wait, let me see that.
Wait, hold on, let me
Is that
full
diaper on his
screen.
head?
Is that the
This
diaper?
was real.
Is that a real picture?
I think it is real. It's literally a diaper on his head.
We're getting.
This is real.
Was this in the Google Drive too? I don't understand.
So this is who Ammon looks up to for inspiration. It's the.
No, I think that is Ammon when he was younger.
Yeah, and
That's
so.
Ammon, right? Yeah,
So
that's Ammon.
he's obviously looking up to the 3-year-olds for inspiration because he's following the same technique that most 3-year-olds use. You know, because I'll admit I used to use that technique also, but then I turned like 5 years old and I stopped using that technique. But it's a technique we're all familiar with. We all used to do it. You know, so we can't really make fun of him for it. Just most of us outgrew it when we turned like 4 or 5. You know,
Kept the technique too long in place.
Yeah.
But I was asking, have you had any interaction with any of the franchise owners since any of this broke out? And are you aware that they all formed an association? They're all trying to get kind of the leadership overthrown. Have you heard?
I've heard through some live streams, but that's still part of the TRO. We are not allowed to interact with them. So even if I wanted to help them, I wouldn't be allowed to, which sucks because I do want to help the innocent franchise owners, but it is illegal for me to help them right now. So,
as far as one-way communications, have you heard anything from any of them who've reached out to you, like via message or anything? Are they supportive in the middle of different?
I think there's this channel. I forget what they're called. It'll come to me. I've been watching a lot of the reaction channels about this, and I've just gotten all my information through them, I guess, because I can't talk to them.
Yeah, because they're saying some of the stores, again, this is just through informants. I know you've got a ton of them too, but like a lot of them are really on the ropes as far as with the business that's dropped, and they're just trying to figure out a way like sort of what rights they have through this franchise group to try to help them either exit their agreements or whatever they can do to get them out. So I mean, and by the way, I don't know if you heard this, and somehow I just heard it recently, but like. Doesn't matter, not the majority shareholders. Good.
Someone's just super chatting. You should be on an airplane right now.
Hello?
That's great. I'm so sorry I cut you off. I just said.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, you.
Hi, Mom.
What are you doing?
My dad wanted me to call you.
Oh, you sound so excited to have to speak to me. My God. You having a good time? Oh, are you keyed up today? It's like 9 o'clock at night. What time is it? Calm down.
Early because we went to the road camp.
Oh, you did? That's what's up. How did your ceramic come back?
I forgot to get it.
What do you mean you forgot to get it?
Back to camp. We had to go get our pottery.
Hey, buddy. Don't be acting like super high strung in other people's homes, okay? Be respectful of their home. I miss you so much. Hi. I said I miss you so much. Look at that. Even your friends are telling you like you're being rude. I understand you're having a good time and stuff, but my goodness, Elliot, come on. You could give me like 2 minutes of attention. I mean, you called me for God's sakes. You're gonna play what? What's that? Oh. That sounds cool. Well, I'll let you go. I don't want to be mad at you, and I don't want you to have to try and divert your attention, and you're so focused on what's in front of you. So that way we don't have any kind of bad communication. I'll just hang up and we'll talk tomorrow. Tomorrow's my day off, okay? I love you so much. I terribly miss you and I can't wait to see you. And I'm so glad you're having a good time and that you're living it up. And that you had such a good time at summer camp. What? What do you mean? I've seen Ethan like 6 times. We video chatted many, many, many times. If you want video chat, but you're gonna probably, I'm on the projector. Go ahead.
I'll call you right back.
Okay, bye. FaceTime video, Grandpa Josh. Yeah, hey, Elliot said he was gonna FaceTime me, so his watch won't FaceTime me. I tried to tell him that like 50 times.
He's got video call.
It won't video, yeah, it won't do it on, it won't for me. I don't know why.
You got the Gizmo app?
Not on my tablet, no.
Yeah, you have to have that.
Yeah, I don't have it, that's why I keep trying to tell him. So I can't video him on his watch. And also,
Well,
I
he's
was
not
just
down
talking.
there. He's like he's upstairs. I'm outside. He's upstairs and he's.
Alright, let me just call him back on my watch.
Okay.
Bye.
Alright, see ya.
Call Elliot watch.
Calling Elliot Watch.
I'm gonna have to buy a new black marker.
It's fine.
I think you should be on an airplane right now. What the heck, Sheldon?
Sheldon, get over there. No, I was saying like because it's now to the point where it's like costing considerable business, you know, like, the longer this kind of drags on. Because they still remember when I talked whatever it was 5 weeks ago. Whenever I met you, I was talking to you. It was like you'd already been kind of.
Fired.
No, I
want
know.
these franchises out so bad, but we just can't right now. Like it's illegal for us to help them. But actually, we will keep and help them, and that would be awesome. But you guys agree, I guess. Which
irritated.
It really is. How big is their ego? Is their ego bigger than what they're willing to give up? So right now, they're willing to give up like $100 million company probably. Is their ego worth $100 million to them? That's the question.
Yeah, you see that meme where he like chooses the button is like destroy his business or like pay the 200K.
Yeah. So what's bigger, his ego or his business? That's the question. And I don't know. I think they're about equal. So
One thing, what I was going to tell you, I think when the question came up was, and I might have missed it, but one of the big issues people have stated is like, everyone's like wanting to overthrow or fire the CEO and the COO and all that. We've all heard that. But then right behind that, people would say, well, actually they can't because they're the owners. But recently I found out they have a lot of shares, but it is a family member. But there is someone who has 51% of the shares.
yeah,
It's neither one of the McNabb brothers.
Brimhall or whatever. That guy.
Yes.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people say lots of things about him. I haven't really done my research into him, so there's a lot of people upset with him.
But what do you think? I mean, I was like, ooh, who is that? Oh, it's family member. Back more to that, more of the
Yeah,
side.
I'm looking at that.
Made biscuits earlier.
People are just mad at him for whatever reason, but
No.
it's never anything to me. So I'd be willing to hear.
And then
him
I
out
had
and be like, hey,
pancakes
how do we solve this? You know,
and
right now we
milk,
can't. It's
and that
difficult to
shit
talk to him,
put me
but,
to sleep. I took a
if
good
For
nap.
whatever reason this TRO gets off, I would love to talk to him and see how we could resolve everything, you know, in like a peaceful way.
Yeah, no.
I mean, the offer's on the table with literally anyone, you know, to try and figure this thing. Like, let's just, like, who cares about like all the drama? Let's just figure this out, you know. That's always been my take, but they don't want to do that, so then I have to add drama in order to get their attention. But
What else is included with that? Are you allowed to? So it's anyone from the case, or can you talk to Brian? I'm just trying to figure out.
I
Like,
can talk to Brian. Brian's
Okay.
Brian's not like bricks and minifigs, so I can talk
got
to
it. So
Brian.
it's anything with them, and that's it.
I'm not allowed to talk to Victor though. There's an invisible wall between us, so we can't talk. But Victor's basically the only one I'm not allowed to talk to. But everyone else I can talk to, yeah.
But and also not just like
I'm just kidding, there's not a
but not just talk to you, but like you can't go or we both can't go to any bricks and fig stores.
Which is like a really good. It's like our favorite restaurant right next to Bricks and Minifigs. We can't even eat there now. It's like
Is there a foot? Is it a footage thing, or like not?
These are growing.
No,
That's a
but I
good
mean,
sign.
is
That
that
means
what
they
it
haven't
looks
been
like
sprayed
when you
with
get one of those, like,
herbicide.
within a certain amount of feet of the location? How does that work?
Yeah, it's like
100
100
yards.
yards.
100 yards.
Yeah, so like we can be like
I'm not gonna
like
eat that
100
much
1 yard.
potato.
But if we're like 1 yard more, they'll put us in jail.
And that's till the trial is over. That whole thing.
yeah. Or until a judge disapproves. As of now, it's unless a judge does something to like take it off, I guess. Kind of like how we did with our freedom of speech. But they could like there's a possibility we like argue against it and the judge approves. But as of now, unless further like interference, then it would be until the case, yeah. And
Gotcha. Brent, you have any questions up there? Brent just got it.
So it's
wanted to
it's
work, so-
any bricks and minifigs you guys can't go within 100 yards of, like anyone ever.
Yeah, or we can't send anyone in there on our
or
behalf.
any of their houses, we can't send people in on our behalf, we can't talk to messengers, it just yeah.
So what are the next steps for the case, and when can we kind of look forward to updates? I mean, I know your videos are super long form. Will you be providing like
Well,
more?
we're filming. We are in a secret location, not in California right now, and
there's
we
a-
are filming part 4 as we speak right now. So,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
hopefully, I think we're gonna hopefully finish this weekend. If all goes well, I don't know if all will go well. There's always, I would say it never goes well. So, probably not this weekend. Maybe in like 2 weeks we'll be finished filming. But as of then, part 4 will be done, and it's just however fast we can edit it, you know.
And I'll say this about it. I just found out about the premise of part 4 yesterday, and it's pretty hype. I'll say I was very pleasantly surprised on what part 4 has in store, and like
More
I think
twists?
We're gonna have to debate on whether to use that pan ever again now.
and crazy stuff that we don't know if we can pull off. But like yesterday, I think it was Brian. Brian was like, he was like, we all had everyone on like FaceTime, and Brian was like, "Is this possible?" and Ben is just like, I don't know. Well, we'll try it.
It's kind of the taste. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Speaking of pulling stuff off, I mean, at the end of that video or the last video, when you're in all those insane locations, like I thought a couple of them were green screen. I'm like, yeah, he's really at these locations. Like this,
Wait,
that's
maybe.
crazy.
Wait, are you talking about?
When he's like on top of a tower. I mean, maybe it was really good.
Oh yeah, who knows? Maybe.
It looked
It'd be like
really good.
It'd be like Big Friend videos, but like better edited. You know, who knows?
So, for more access, guys, definitely tune into the Patreon. So Ben, you guys are gonna finish completing episode 4, and then there won't be, I guess, as long of a pause, right? Because you're allowed to release things at your leisure now. So, you obviously got to edit it. So, when you say it's finished, the shooting's finished, or?
Yeah, the only thing is I don't like to post like bad videos. So
Sure. Yeah, no rush. I was just
for
curious.
me personally, I would rather post a video later and have it better than like post just slop right away, you know? Which
Sure.
sucks because YouTube rewards consistency over quality. Or YouTube definitely is a quantity over quality. So the more you post, the bigger you'll get. But my like personal beliefs are quality over quantity. So that's why like I barely post, but like the stuff I do post is like I would like to say it's quality, I guess. So I kind of do like YouTube like algorithm unaliving myself. I want to say that word because it might, but like basically I do.
You just got
bad
back,
quality
man.
algorithms. I do everything wrong when it comes to following the algorithm. I'll just say that. But
Yeah,
I
at the end of the day,
don't do YouTube because I want to get big and follow the algorithm. I just do it because it's like fun. I guess I don't know. And it's not fun for me to just post a bunch of garbage. You know, it's not like fun for me.
Yeah.
Well, and I think people really appreciate that because there's a lot of creators that do the opposite. They just want to post, low effort, and it's like that shit is so fluffy and like it doesn't even matter on the grand scheme of things. I would rather someone I watch. I'd rather them post twice in a month, but it's really
just
good,
bangers,
and you
though.
can
Yeah.
tell they put effort in, and it's valuable information and whatever it may be. Than someone that's just gonna post shit every day or basically the same thing, same tired formula. So I think most of the core audience and good viewers of you and anyone else that also cares more about quality really appreciates that.
No?
Real quick, for guys out there in the chat, if you guys have any questions for Ben and Victor, I know you guys are busy.
You know, we probably do it kind of soon because we are
Yeah, it's all good.
in the middle of part 4 right now. But I have a question for you guys though.
Yep.
So you guys interviewed Matt and you guys interviewed Ammon. Have you guys heard back from any of them? Like, are they doing a follow-up interview or were they
hope-
pleased with the interview you guys did? Or
They seem like they were. They kind of said like towards the end they go, well, we want to be, it seemed like there was, because we gave equal footing to you. I mean, we had you on right after. I don't know that was loved so much, but I go, hey, I told you at the beginning, just like I told you guys. I'm like, anyone who wants to come on, we'll give them a forum to talk. But I'll tell you, the absolute latest and greatest was the PR gal who was I set some of this stuff up with. She was like this close, as in like moments before the show coming on, and that would have been such a great interview, I think.
do
Because
you think
a lot of,
she's like actually believes, because she's just hired by Bricks and Minifix, right, to save their PR? Do you think she knows that they did a bad thing, or do you think she like believes, she's like brainwashed and believes that they are like the good guys? They're just getting screwed over by evil YouTubers.
a lot of what we talked about was just kind of like she would throw some of her assertions into the conversation, but overall it was just like very black and white. But it also sounded like strategic. There's definitely strategy. I mean, that's what you hire these people for, is a strategy. And you saw how it played out. They go on a smaller YouTube Lego focused channel intentionally, right? They're not going to go right on the news right out of the gate, because we talked about sort of like, why us? Why would you want to come on and that sort of thing? And but it was like very much like kind of looking forward to what's next. Like they felt like things were calming down, and maybe having conversations coming back on
You
the air
think-
wouldn't be a good thing, you know?
You think they followed the PR template email? Like, whenever they were talking.
Oh, that part? Yeah. Here's what I do know. I don't know that they did this directly, but you can see how it's playing out. When these crises happen, everybody can kind of look into it. There's always
behind
like
my oven.
they go into private rooms or whatever, or conference calls, and they're like, all right, here's where this thing needs to go next. This is what we need to do. We all need to march to this point until we say to stop. And there's very much a lot of intentional things going on. And you guys
Two
are
pieces
a
that are
big part.
waterlogged, it's alright.
But to answer your question, like, by the way, like as of the most recent
Tucson,
text, it's like,
Tucson.
yeah, at some point. So the doors are still open. My dream episode is to get you on with them. That's never gonna happen.
That'd be awesome. I would.
So,
Anytime.
well, you
they
can't
want to,
though.
I'll do it, yeah.
Yeah, but you're in a. You said you can't till court. Could it be?
Hello,
over-
hello.
With them too.
Wait, is it just not in person? Could you do it on video?
If they agree to it, I could be down. But
I think in person would be better, but whatever. If it's over on FaceTime or a live call, didn't one of them say in a thing towards you that they're down to have like a sit down conversation? No, it was with Brian. They were down to do it with Brian.
Yeah, they wanted to bring him to the table.
They want to bring Brian to the tapes, and they said don't give him. Well, they said like we'll come up with terms that
Did
are
he
agreeable.
just say to
but
the
you know,
tapes?
and I asked him, you know, when he was on that.
Hello,
you guys
fellow
were saying,
kids.
like,
I am also
seriously, why
a
are we doing the
hip
lawsuit stuff? He
kid.
kind of made it sound like, oh, we can work around that, you know. And I'm just like, well, how do you get through that if there's orders and all that stuff? But
so something I want to say also about the PR thing is
Yeah.
this. And this is an offer if you want to offer him this or whatever. This isn't
Sure.
like me hiring you to send them a message or anything. This is just like a genuine offer. Like
Yeah.
if they want me to run their PR for them, like I'll do it for free because right now they're probably paying this person like more than they can afford. And this PR person's like not helping them at all. Like I feel like I could actually like really help them. And so if they like hire
What an
me, I'll do it
insult.
for free. And so first off, you're thinking like, what are they gonna get out of this? Like they're gonna save their business for like free, pretty much. And then if you think like, what am I gonna get out of this? It's like, well, I want to see these like innocent franchises like not suffer the consequences of corporate's bad PR. You know what I mean? So I think I would get something out of it too by helping them. You know, so if you want to like throw that bone to him and just be like, hey, Ben said he'll run your PR, he'll save your company. I'll do it for free, and I feel like I can actually save their company. But yeah, maybe if they just like want to hire
Say-
me as the PR person, like I will do it.
they've seen your resume, so they know you know how to activate a group.
Yeah, and- Well, first off, I would
Because
probably
PR is
say, hey,
storytelling, Ben, and you're really good at that. You know what I mean? PR is a lot of storytelling.
God damn it,
So
Heather
first I would
Jane.
tell Ammon, I would say, I guess I can just give him free advice if he's watching this. He can like take my advice. Maybe I feel like it's like good advice. I would say, hey, first show the inventory and be like, hey, here's the sets we did have in the store. Here's the sets that Crystal had. Like first, I would just show that. Like that's very easy, you know. I'd be like, here's what we have. Here's what Crystal had. Like this is what Brian should be going after Crystal for. This is what Brian should be going after us for. Like this is. I would probably release the proof of the video that Brandon took in the stories. So he went around and took a video of all the sets. I would probably release that. That would clear their name. That would be a win for Bricks and Minifigs to release that. I would basically release the shelter that they sent the bird to. Like, here's the shelter of the bird, you know. We didn't kill the bird. It's the shelter, you know. So these are the things I would be telling them. And it's not, all these things aren't to, like, make them be like, oh, I'm going to, like, destroy your company. It's like, no, this would help their company if they did these things, you know. Because right now, people don't see them doing this. It's like, oh, the inaction is a move, like, against Brian's bad. So it's but if I would incentivize them to do the right thing, you know, and I think I could really build their business back up, and then all these innocent franchises that are getting hurt would actually be helped again, and that's what I would get out of it, I guess.
Well, because dude, that was a big part of it. Like, to get them to talk, by the way, originally, I was like, hey, right now, you know, the conversation is it's like, I think I said it was like 72 to nothing. Like, you guys got to say something, anything at this point. And I feel like it's being run up again right now. You guys think, and I'm not privy to this because, like I said, I haven't talked to them in weeks and weeks. Do you think they're staying mum right now because of the impending court stuff, or do you think it's a strategy, or because you're saying if you were in charge
Wow,
tomorrow,
so
would
many
you
of
have
my
them
clothes I
talking, or
haven't
would you
seen
have
in
them wait
weeks.
for court at this point?
I would have them talking, yeah. I would have them talking, but I would have them say the right things. So right now they're talking and they're saying the wrong things, because if you talk and say the wrong things, it's a backfire. But if you talk and say the right things, it'll actually help you. Because we've been talking and saying the right things, it's helping us. So I would just use my strategy. Like, my whole strategy is just, if I tell the truth, the audience will like me, you know? So I would just say the same thing to them. Hey, if you tell the truth, the audience will like you.
But here's the
And
flip side
don't
of
play
that.
that play.
Here's the flip side of that. So they've been saying all these things that are untrue, and what if they come out and say and give the inventory and it ends up in fine? You think them coming
And
out,
so as they come
them
with the
coming out,
inventory, and they
then
say, hey,
yeah,
looks like we were wrong with the inventory. Let's do a better, but let's fix it. You know, that's what I would tell them to do. I think I could save their company, and I'll do it for free.
yeah, but you think if they, let's say they're like, oh, whoops, sorry, I was wrong, and let's actually make it right.
Yeah, they're spending all this money on a PR person that's doing nothing for them right now. Like, it just seems like a waste of money. Like, why would they do this? I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely seems some of the steps seem misguided. I mean, I don't know. Some of it's been wild. I'm sure you guys see the same. Livy is saying, can you show the chicken dance you want Ammon to do
Maybe we should do like a step-by-step, video.
as a short or something?
I don't think so. I don't know. Everyone was just telling me, they're like, dude, like Brits and Minifigs, once they make an apology, since they've lied so much, what if they're just gonna make a fake apology just to get the stuff to stop? They're actually gonna mean it, you know? So how do you get them to mean it? They're like, oh yeah, well, just have them do the chicken dance. That would be proof enough to be like, hey, like,
They smell like
there's an
green.
accent associated with it now, you know? And
They
it
smell
seems
like they were gotten
I would be
exposed
happy with,
to
I don't know if
sun.
the audience would be happy, but at least I would be satisfied with it. I'd be very satisfied with the chicken dance, I think, and I would just move on to the next
Can't give
series.
it my dog.
But they have to like include it with the apology. You know what I mean? It can't just be the chicken.
Yeah, it can't just be a standalone chicken dance, right? You need more than that. You've
They
worked
say like, hey, we're sorry, and include it. We're sorry. We're gonna do the chicken dance.
Does the police department have to do the chicken dance as well?
Probably, yeah. But the police department and Brits and Minifigs are not connected, so they're
You sure?
there's well maybe I don't know, but I think like
Where are you at with
Say,
that
like-
whole thing? Is that a separate case, by the way? I'm sorry to interrupt, but like the whole for police situation, is that something that you could maybe look at doing after this other fact, or is it all tied after the other case, or is it all tied together somehow, or what does that look like?
no, I think it's a separate thing. There's a lot of bad actors in this. And we're gonna, if one person wants to apologize, another person doesn't, we'll give the one person credit. We'll still go after the other person. So it's like we're gonna go until everyone's made it right. You know.
That's awesome. Brent, any other questions for the boys? I know they got some stuff they gotta get to.
Yeah, I think we gotta go soon.
Yeah.
I've
yeah,
got
I
like
don't think
4 or 5 phone calls again.
No, all good.
What's up, homie?
Deal with that.
All right.
Unfortunately, I
Guys,
think these
glad
potatoes
to
have
hear
been
you're
exposed to
back.
sunlight, which means they're green, and you can't have them then. They got a poisonous chemical, and you can't have it. I thought about it. I was totally gonna share with you, but I can't.
Yeah.
Keep us posted. And
What's wrong?
yeah, man. Everybody stay tuned. He's not gonna give
Why are you
up on
breathing
us.
so
He's gonna
hard?
See it through the end, chicken dance and all, man. So
Yeah.
it's the worst.
Sick.
Victor, good seeing you as
You wanna go
always,
outside?
buddy. And,
Yeah, thanks for that.
You wanna go outside?
take care.
See you guys.
Peace. There you go.
He's a food boy.
There's a lot that I want to say. I'm not exactly sure how to structure this video. I guess we could start off by saying, I have a coffee shop. You may be thinking that this came out of nowhere. And to that, I would say that is an astute observation. You're not wrong. Story is, Nick and I have been wanting to open our own coffee shop, a Victorian-themed coffee shop, for years now. I've talked about it here and there on the channel, some of you know, but it was always kind of a much further down the line kind of thing, and it's just been slowly inching its way. For the past couple years, we've been collecting furniture that we see at estate sales and antique stores. I'm so sweaty. 90 degrees in here. We didn't have a direct plan of what year we were going to open it. We just knew that we wanted to start preparing just in case the perfect spot opened up. And so here we are. We kind of just were like, you know what? There's no harm in calling the real estate agent and just walking through. We're not ready, but I think, we just want to start perusing. And then we took the tour of this place. We left just looking at each other being like, But the next day, we had gotten back to the real estate agent with a bunch of questions, and she had said that unfortunately the owner was in negotiations with someone else. Kind of just let that lie. And then a month later, we noticed more signs going up in the window. We said, hold on. Hold on now. And we had emailed her again, and it turns out that the other people had ghosted her. It was kind of our second opportunity to get this space. After about a month and a half to 2 months of negotiations, the lease was finally signed. And we're freaking doing it. Am I ready for this? This all happened quite fast, and I'm not really sure what I'm doing. But I think just about everything in my life I've thrown myself into without any regard for what might happen if I fail. And so, hey, I'm not stopping that streak now, okay? We're going to give this thing a try, and we're going to figure it out. I would never forgive myself if I let this space go to someone else. What's that like a tour? Hey! I didn't see you there. Okay, go to the main entrance. Hey, this is the main entrance. We've got 2 sides. This side. This side. And this side is going to be like the ordering side. Big Victorian bar is going to be here. Gigantic vent that we don't need. But our landlord wouldn't let us take it out, so we're going to box that in, I guess. You get a closet full of metallic chrome that's being taken out, so enjoy it while you can. Wow. And you come in here, storage closet.
Do I have
thing.
babies? I have 1 child.
I love this part. This is like the big window area, which gets really, really beautiful natural light. The sun literally goes right now. It's toasty. Room number 2. More window seating here. Can do aerobics in here. This is room number 2. It's going to be all seating in a lounge area, and then like a little book store library over there. I mean, yeah, it's pretty simple. Got 2 large rectangles. And downstairs is the roastery. We will be roasting our own beans. That is all Nick. We are continuing to collect everything, which I'll show you in a little bit what we have so far. Again, I'm not super sure how to structure this video because my brain is a plethora of thoughts and worries and stresses and ideas. I can't believe it. This is my coffee shop. A year from now, this is not gonna look anything like this. This just blows my mind. I'm so happy and overwhelmed. I've wanted this for so long that actually the fact that it's happening, that's crazy. It's always been really important for me to do something tangible. I love the internet and I love my job, and I'm not going to stop. I'm going to document this whole renovation process and beyond. Really have always just wanted to make a space where people walk in and feel like they're in a different world or transported, can sit down, have a nice cup of coffee with your friends or tea, de-stress for a moment. I've talked a little bit about third places. I feel like there's not enough. So what does this mean? As mentioned, I am going to document everything. Our goal is hopefully spring it will be open. That's the goal. I don't know how long things are going to take.
Chocolate hits different when you're on your period. It really does.
Both work here, and then
Oh.
my
It's
workshop,
like a
which
liquid.
I'll show you in a little bit, has kind of just become one massive storage unit. Plan to build furniture, plan to restore furniture, make props. I really want to put
It, like,
my
makes
whole self
colors.
into this place.
His
And
name is
I am
Orly.
so excited to be absolutely exhausted.
And he thinks this
there
is
will
for
be
him.
videos here and there in between all
But
the
as you can see,
renovations
he's
that I
fat.
think will be like my more normal stuff. When I need a break, I can kind of retreat to summer
can't have it.
projects or more whimsical stuff.
It's homemade chocolate
Let's
candy.
talk basic design. I think this is probably going to change a lot over the course of the next year.
I know, I'm
but
sorry.
I
I'll give you
do
some
have very
cheese.
Strong visuals of what I want this place to be. Let's talk about it.
Cheese tack. The cheese tack. Back up. Back up. Back. Careful, watch out. Careful. I told you. you, watch out.
All right. I thought we would take the opportunity of this very cozy, stormy day.
Want to do some cheese?
Actually, talk about what's going on in Soul Noodle, while also making sketches that I can use to show people instead of showing them.
Gotta give the kitty some cheese too.
Okay, kiddos, starting out on the ordering side of business, we're hopefully starting off by refinishing the floors and making them a little bit darker, and then the ceiling is going to be fake tin tiles. I feel like that'll give it a very Victorian feel. The middle wall will be either wallpaper or a hand-painted design with some wainscoting on the bottom. I'd love for it to have some sort of like gilded and golden moment. The other wall will be just a green striped pattern, which you'll see a couple more times throughout this whole shop. We're putting in a wall further in the back, which again will have that green striped pattern, and that is where our little menu is going to go. Along the right wall is going to be where the focal point
Butter,
of the shop
sugar,
is, a
vanilla,
giant Victorian
eggs,
bar. And then of course the front bar that goes along with it. I
bananas,
think we're probably going to build that.
milk,
Where
flour,
you order will be a bakery display case with
soda,
the
cream, butter, and
treats,
sugar, vanilla,
and then
eggs,
an old tiny golden cash
dry
register.
ingredients.
We acquired these two 6.5 feet gorgeous stained windows that we're going to put right in the center to let some light through from one side to the other. And then another big cabinet with all of the merch that you can buy, coffee bags, all that good stuff. Right in the center of that area, we're going to put the golden railing. Think sort of Disney World to control the flow of the ordering line.
Hey, get out of the kitchen. Do not be trying to lick chocolate off the counter.
These walls, I would love to have a dark wood paneling. I really want it to feel like a cozy Victorian study. This middle wall is going to be the other side of the one that you already saw, so everything is going to be mirrored. Along the middle wall, we're going to have bench seating that stretches pretty much the whole way, with some little cafe tables and cafe chairs. And along the back wall and into the corner, we're going to have bookshelves that are hopefully built in, and you'll be able to read books, purchase books, just hang out in a cozy little spot. And then that back door leads to the restrooms. I might throw like a Victorian-looking curtain over that. Stairs will eventually lead down to the grocery. That will be off limits for people, so we're going to put another railing, either gold or black. To the left is going to be a fireplace mantle with just a very cozy lounge and big Victorian couches. Along the wall, spanning the entire length, I want to have a giant shelf with a bunch of knickknacks that have to do with old coffee, just a crusty, dusty trinkets. That other wall is going to be more of a gallery wall with just a bunch of golden frames and old artwork. To top everything off and to create the mood, because it does get quite dark in that corner of the room, we're going to add Victorian lighting. So yeah, this is kind of what I came up for mock-ups. I don't know about it. Oh, editing Rachel here. I personally don't feel like my sketches are doo-doo. Feels kind of silly, but I have built the shop in Paralyze. I needed to just see it in a 3D space, and so
I wish I
I'm kind
had
of treating Parallax like a
blender.
3D architectural assistant, you know? Let me give you the tour. Okay, here is the shop. So you walk in, and as you can see by my sketch, I have all the major components there. We got the merch
And we have a
shelf,
microwave.
the front register area with the bakery display. My best attempt at a Victorian back bar. Again, it does not have a Victorian back bar. Over in seating area
have to
number
wait
one,
until
is
the
a
butter
dining room
is
lounge with comfy,
softer.
cozy chairs and window seats.
Cut it up really small, maybe.
Journeying forward to side number 2, we have some more decor. This side is going to have more bar seating and, of course, random parrots in the background. Deeper into the space, you can see I have the seating that I was talking about, the library space in the back.
I want to make banana nut bread.
Obviously, the game didn't have the stained glass windows I wanted, so use your imagination on that one. Over by the lounge area, I probably will nix the desk on the left and do more seating, but this was kind of my idea. And then, of course, all of the little trinkets and knickknacks up top. As you go to exit, I want the exit area
No,
to
I'm a natural
have
blonde.
lattice and fake plants to make it look like you're exiting through a greenhouse. So that's it. Obviously, it's not exact because I'm constrained by what the game had in stock, but I think that this really, really helped me visualize it. I feel like with any kind of shop, and especially a coffee shop or restaurant, thinking about the flow of people and where people are going to go is really, really important. So seeing this in 3D space, it was incredibly useful. Obviously, this is all subject to change depending on what pieces of furniture we can find or not find. But this helps me. I am a very visual person. I got a monkey brain. And monkey see, monkey do. Very true in this situation. I need to see exactly what I'm replicating. We did go there today to meet with our lighting guy. Pretty cool thing to have. Oh, us? Yeah, we got a lighting guy. He specializes in retrofitting Victorian and older, like antique lighting fixtures, but also creating new lighting that looks antique. He is going to outfit the entire place for us. So we met with him, we met with our contractor to talk a little bit more about the roastery.
What?
Are
Darling, what?
with the design and with the tour, let's talk about what Nick and I have collected over the past few months, because we've been scrounging. Hi, welcome to my own personal antique store. Let me show you around. Some of you maybe have been wondering, hey, what about that workshop that you just got and we have not seen since? Welcome to Maxie's Knick-Knack Emporium. This has kind of become the world's most expensive storage unit. We've been busy going to antique stores, scrounging Facebook Marketplace multiple times a day. I thought I could go through what we have already acquired and our plans for it, now that you've seen kind of the design, including my most recent acquisition. Ta-da! It's this cutie little coffee machine. Wow. I have been on the hunt for just antique coffee related things, appliances that kind of look steampunky. Along that shelf, I really want that kind of stuff that tells a story. The story, I will not give away quite yet, but I want it to be a place that you walk in and you see all of these different items and they kind of lead you to believe a little narrative. This is that. We're going to Brimfield next week. Hopefully we will find a lot of stuff there. As you saw, we have been purchasing a lot of antique chairs. Part of the plan of the coffee shop is to have a lot of mixed seating, a lot of sturdy Victorian pieces that can be people-proofed. Oh, I didn't put on deodorant this morning. I stink. I also am quite chuffed because these bad boys I got for free. That's right, free. These are 3 separate long benches. Need to be reupholstered. That's something that I need to do. Someone was getting rid of these on Marketplace, side of the road for free. So Nick and I hopped in the old wagon and snatched these bad boys.
Yay, Heather, good job!
Pretty rough, and
Oh, my
of
other
course, still
wheels.
have like little crumbs from whatever restaurant these were in beforehand. Liked them because they look relatively easy to reupholster. As someone who has little to no experience in that area, I think it's something that I could possibly manage. And for free? Listen, I'm willing to become a Jill of all trades, if you will. So those are those. We've got some knickknacks here, like I said, very coffee, tea related. I got this cool bookend. It's slides. Nice. I don't want to unwrap all of these, but ship to go on one of the shelves. This old trunk, this is probably like a 40s or 50s trunk, but it's fine. You saw the stained windows that we found. That was actually such a crazy find because it goes like this. Nick saw some stained glass windows on Marketplace and noticed that this guy, his other listings had kind of the background of like a warehouse antique kind of thing. So he messaged him asking if he had other stained glasses we could look at. So we drove there, and this guy had a straight up just antique store. So he let us peruse the whole thing. We found these 6.5-foot tall stained glass pair, and then this is currently wrapped up, and I'm not going to unwrap it, but this is a giant mantelpiece. Again, we met a very lovely older gentleman who was super excited. and the collector. That will be going at the fireplace lounge section. What else? Just won a bid on eBay for this old humidor, but we're gonna use it as like a bakery
smells so
display.
good.
I have to do some research in how to make sure that that's food safe. If we can't make it food safe, then we'll just put like examples of things in there and not actually real food that you can eat. On the hunt for an old cash register. Still need to find more seating. I'm gonna go. Yeah. Hi. Oh my gosh. That's where this has been going. Sorry about that. Have a good one. Oops. Lost my train of thought. One big ticket item is going to be that gigantic Victorian back bar. I don't really know where to find that. There is a company in Pennsylvania that sells a bunch of them. I think they have a showroom, so either I'm gonna find out how that delivery system would work, or me and Nick are gonna take a road trip. The focal point of this entire thing, that's kind of our big ticket item. And yeah, that's fair. That's what we've been doing for 2 months now. It's weird, I'm kind of in like a stasis mode because right now the roastery is being worked on downstairs. Priority number 1 is to get that going.
I need
so
to
that
soak
Nick can
my
start
feet.
roasting beans and fulfilling orders, and we can start paying off the rent that way. So I'm not sure when the upstairs is going to start being worked on. There are a few basic bones kind of things that the
think I
contractor has
will
to do before I
finish
can get in there and
this,
start doing my personal touch on everything.
my
In the ways Nick has
eggs.
been full
Actually, I'm just gonna make
roasting
those. I'm not gonna make
getting
eggs.
permits and
Make
doing food
those.
safety
Once those are
tests and all
finished,
that stuff. But I'm
I'm gonna go soak my feet for like 30 minutes because I did the baby
So
feet yesterday,
excited.
and I like
It's
to
just-
soak my feet in water for 30 minutes each day, so that it
Shop
helps
name,
the
location. I will
dry
reveal
skin to
later
detach.
on. Do me a favor, if you somehow know where the shop is, you're local or whatever, please keep it to yourself for now. Obviously, it's not going to be a secret down the line, but I would like some privacy while we're doing the build out. So yeah, if you know where it is, just shh for now. All will be revealed, like I said. Hoping that we can start selling some beans online within the next couple months. So that's going to be the first thing. We really needed this push to actually do it, and I feel like now is the perfect time with Nick being laid off. It was just serendipitous timing, and I am so ready to make a magical place for people to go and enjoy themselves. Yeah, that's my big update. I know, it kind of came out of nowhere. Surprise! So keep an eye out for a long series over on Patreon. As always, there will be more behind the scenes stuff. I'll probably get into more of the nitty gritty. They are going to have access to the beans. That's right. Exclusive access to the beans. Because we have to keep the batches kind of small in the beginning, Patreon's going to be the first to know about that and the first to be able to place orders and all that stuff. So we would not be able to do this without all of you. Without Patreon, without you just watching and consuming my videos, I cannot stress enough
Ow,
that
I hit my hand on the pan.
you are making my dreams come true. Thank you so much. There's no way that we could do this without you. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I'm really excited to share this process with you. And hopefully maybe some of you can come visit. That would be amazing. And yeah, crazy time in my life. Crazy crossroads, but I'm so excited. And I hope that you are too. Let's freaking do it. Yeah? Let's make a coffee shop. Alright. Well, that's it for now. I love you so very much, whether you're new or old to the channel. If you're new here and you feel like sticking around, feel free to subscribe. I upload every other Friday. And we have fun here. And I will see you in my next video. Bye! Don't look in here. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. It's giving back rooms. I am a very
I'm opening the door so that the dehumidifier can start to get some of this moisture the heck out of the air. Oh, I bet I could like open a window or something. Did you accidentally inhale some cheese, bud? That's what it sounds like you did. Ooh, instantly better. Oh, that's nice. I asked you if you wanted to go outside. You said no. Oh gosh, that feels so good. Oh, it smells so good in here. Want to go outside? Ooh, we got wind current. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Hi, Chris. Why do you have a broken rib? I'm cooking for myself. I was gonna give my dog some, but I don't know. String came through. I can't give my dog any because the potatoes smell like they've gotten sun exposure, so they're gotten a little green to them. Oh my god, I cannot believe the wind that's coming through my house right now. This is crazy. Girl, didn't you already have a breakup like months ago?
I got so excited I didn't turn the mic on. We've learned that the state did not bring a mountain of evidence. Ladies and gentlemen, the state is rested in the preliminary hearing. The defense has begun their case is the defense is on the attack, and it's a weird day. It's a weird day. We'll go through it. We'll go through some of the details. Obviously, the highlights today. The incessant need to promote Erica Kirk at every turn. That was a little weird. I was not quite expecting that when I woke up this morning, but it was Operation Erica's an Angel, and it was in full effect. We'll talk a little bit about that. We'll also get into some of the testimony today, because the bullet testimony I thought was quite compelling. If you are an attorney for Tyler Roberts,
Orly, that better not be you.
and I've got several reasons why I say that. We now know for a fact what kind of round it was. We know for a fact whether it was a frangible round or an old round or something that would have some sort of reduced effect on the neck. And we've learned that that is in fact not the case. And how does that impact the case? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about that and more. We've got the text messages. We found some new ones today, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't think they're helpful to the state. In fact, anyone who long has suspected Lance Twiggs may have been involved now has all the evidence they need. Not only is his DNA at the scene in terms of a screwdriver and a rifle and on a towel, but we now have text messages that support Lance Twiggs. Could have been there. Could have been there. And the timeline seems to suggest he might have been. So we'll get into all that and more. Buckle your safety harness. You will not need all of your seat today. No, you will not need all of your seat today. You could probably get by with
Just the edge of the front?
Just the edge of the seat. I want to go through sort of, instead of a traditional opening, I want to kind of go through a rundown. I don't know how you want to say this, but it's what we were promised versus what they delivered. Because we were promised a mountain of evidence. There's a mountain of evidence. An open and shut case. Well, is it? Is it? Because we were told that Tyler Robinson planned and executed Charlie Kirk all by his lonesome. We learned today that he left home, allegedly, around 4 a.m. for Lance Twiggs, and that he had engraved the bullets and used practice targets. We'll talk about, well, I'll tell you right now. It's interesting to me that he had a safe, but he didn't have any of that stuff in the safe. It was on the safe. Because if it was in the safe, someone would have had to be able to get into the safe. But if it's on the safe, it's accessible to anyone in the home, including Lance Twiggs or anybody else who wanted to frame Tyler Robinson. We were promised video footage of Tyler Robinson on campus 4 times. And what we got was blurry images of any 22-year-old kid in the Midwest walking around who's about 5'10" to 6'2", who's not fat. That's what we got, because we never really got a clear image of Tyler Robinson. In fact, as we'll show tonight, Lance couldn't even identify him. His supposed lover could not look at a picture and say, yeah, that's him. What are you talking about? Of course that's him. No. All these experts, all these experts on social media, all these fed sloppers who just tell us, oh my gosh, look at it. This is clearly Tyler Robinson. It's a picture of him walking in the parking lot. It's a picture of him walking up the stairs. They got the best picture they could. They had the best frontal face shot they could find. They showed it to the guy who lived with him, who supposedly had intimate relations with him. And Lance Twiggs was like, I'm not 100% sure. That could be him. He does own those shoes. Well, so do a billion other people. I own 3 pairs of those shoes. Not in gray, so I wasn't there that day. But that's a very popular shoe. Oh, and he's wearing blue jeans. If you see me, and I'm not in a suit, I'm probably in blue jeans or sweatpants. I'm not one of these people that wears khakis. I don't own them. The fact that a 22-year-old is in blue jeans and sneakers and a hat is not exactly identifiable, in my opinion. And the fact that the alleged purported lover of this 22-year-old couldn't 100% identify him. So we will talk about that. We were promised there was video, clear video, running into position and taking the shot. They failed to deliver. We did not get that. In fact, we got no video of him taking the shot. We got grainy footage from about 4 miles away that looks like, if you've ever been diving, if you've ever been scuba diving, this will make sense. But when you're looking through the ocean, and the ocean's a little cloudy, and you're looking right at the edge of visibility, and you see somebody swim through it, like maybe you're diving with a group, and visibility that day, let's say 70 feet, and you got somebody at 65 to 75 feet out, you might be able to barely make out it's a human, but it might be a shark. You don't know. That's kind of what it looked like. That's the images we got. We promised.
Is there any reason in particular why you're sitting there
Mountain
barking?
evidence. Mountain evidence.
Is there a murderer?
You got video footage of him taking the shot. Well, we didn't see it. We, in fact, didn't see it. We also found out what kind of bullet it was. A Remington.
Didn't think so.
30-06 full metal jacket, supposedly. I'll play a little clip from Nate Valhalla VFT, and he will tell you that he believes it's a 150 to 170 grain round, and the fact that it didn't go through and through is preposterous, absolutely preposterous. You remember when they learned it didn't go through in the back, all the experts were like, well, then it had to be some sort of frangible round, maybe a World War I round that great-grandpappy passed down through the generations. No, this is a brand new round for Remington. We got the video of him running off the roof. We've had that. That's not really telling. You can't tell if that's him or if that's Bigfoot. We were told there's DNA. Oh, Baron, his DNA's on the trigger. Yeah, so are 3 other people. His DNA's on the towel. So are 2 other people. His DNA's on the screwdriver. So were 2 other people. His DNA's on the stock of the gun. So were 4 other people. And not only that, it
Turn
used
change
to even get Tyler's DNA to qualify.
Whole thingy yet.
In fact, one of the methods that is commonly used, Tyler's DNA wouldn't have counted. It wouldn't have qualified. And then after the shot, we get the video of him running off the roof, and he leaves the screwdriver, and then the screwdriver's found, but it's found by a cop whose body-worn camera just happens to die immediately upon getting on top of the roof. Oh, and that guy was accompanied by a plainclothes guy. We can't even say officers. We don't know who he was. A plainclothes gentleman? Maybe he's a gentleman. Maybe he's just a deadbeat man for all we know. Could be a spook. You know, could be a spy. We have no idea who was it. Could be a criminal with a fake badge. But he comes up to the roof. His body-worn camera dies. He's up there with some man in plain clothes with a handgun and a badge that the guy never identified. He didn't identify.
Definitely gotten sun exposure. They taste like green potatoes.
And that's the only thing that ties Tyler Robinson, puts any Tyler Robinson DNA on the roof.
Fries.
We were told there were all these fingerprints from where Tyler
Onion
Robinson
fries.
shimmied down the roof. Did we see it? Did they introduce it? I was promised it existed. I was promised all this stuff. We learned, this guy, he made contact
ketchup
with the
tastes
officer.
weird.
Did we hear from the officer he made contact with after 12 o'clock at night? Did we see the body
Really
worn
tangy.
camera from that officer? Did we get a statement from
It's not
that
the
officer?
same as
Did
usual.
we get a police report from that officer? How do we know he made contact with an officer? How do we know Tyler Robinson made contact with an officer? Oh, but Baron, he texted all these confessions to Lance and to Discord. Yeah, so could anybody with a login credential. Any device he was logged into could have done all these exact same things. You know who had access to devices he was logged into?
Lance.
The guy he lived with. There's something funny about the text messages to and from Lance. I'll get into it later on a little more, but while I'm doing this open, I want to stop and pause. I want to draw your attention to a timeline that Lance Twiggs has established. He says that Tyler Robinson left about 4 a.m. that day. Lance Twiggs conveniently didn't wake up until around 12 or 1. In other words, he didn't wake up until after the event. And there's no evidence he did anything until 4:33 p.m. At 4:33 p.m., he sends a text message to Tyler Robinson saying, "Love you, swah, swah, swah," like blowing kisses, right? 4:33 p.m. If Lance Twiggs had been at the event, if he had been in Provo, Utah, and he left shortly after Charlie Kirk went down at 12:23, what time would Lance Twiggs get home? Class? How far is St. George from Provo? We've been told this the whole time. 3.5 to 4 hours. 3.5
Yeah,
to 4
chorizo
hours.
is really good.
So let's just imagine, let's just hypothetically, let's indulge a fantasy that Lance Twiggs was present at the event. They might not be texting each other. If they're both
My sister
there.
makes that for breakfast almost every morning is chorizo and eggs.
And Lance Twiggs might wait until he gets home to send a text message that he loves his roommate.
My sister
And
grew
that
up around
time
a
he
bunch
got
of
home would've been
Mexicans, so
around-
she's like basically
I'll
Mexican.
just put a random time in, 4:33 p.m. We'll come back to that when we get to Lance Twiggs' testimony. I want to go to the confessions.
Her baby daddy is Mexican,
Let's
so
talk
her
about the
in-laws are
confessions in
Mexican.
particular.
Whoa, that softened
Because
up
all
fast.
of the confessions came in through one person, Lance. The fact that Lance had immunity, transactional immunity, on his statement is pretty telling. The fact that they only introduced the pictures, they did not introduce the extraction, the technical data to support their supposition that these were all generated by Tyler from Oregon, Utah. And Lance Twiggs is the only person on earth, I believe, unless he was working with someone in his house, but certainly he had access to absolutely every piece of evidence in this case. He had access to the bullets.
Look at my
He had
keeper, it's
access
so
to the
carbonated.
targets in his house.
It's literally
He had
like
access to the tool.
crazy bubbling.
He had access to the rifle. It was in his house. He had access to the handwritten letter. It was in his house.
Are you?
And I believe he had access. I didn't hear anything that said he didn't have
Dude,
all
look
of
at that.
Tyler's
That's
electronic
crazy.
These
Look how
simply seem like
carbonated it
people who
is.
just shared, you know, their lives with them. My wife
That's
has access to
crazy. I've got to get it bottled up, dude.
And so we get to the Discord text. Well, that's pictures only. And again, anyone who has access to Tyler Robinson's login can create those Discord messages. But we were also promised other confessions, and they didn't deliver. This mountain of evidence always relied on the fact that his parents turned him in. And the reason they turned him in, so say the Fed sloppers, is that he confessed to them. You know, he confessed to his parents. He told his parents he did it. He confessed to his parents. His parents recognized him. His parents are the ones who turned him in. His parents are the ones who confronted him. He confessed to his parents. His parents turned him in. His parents drove him.
Okay, how much
Then
sugar?
why didn't we hear from the parents? Where is this mountain of evidence? It all seemed to rely
1 and 1
on the
fourth.
fact that his parents received his confession. It all seemed to rely on the fact that his parents received his confession. But we didn't hear from his parents, did we? We didn't hear from the bishop either. Remember that he called the bishop, and the bishop, we didn't even hear a mention of the bishop. And then there was Mike Mitchell. Mike Mitchell is the retired deputy sheriff. He's the one who helped Tyler Robinson turn him in. And it doesn't surprise me at all that you would call a guy like that if you had a family friend in that situation and you were trying to get help turning yourself in. You would want to talk to someone like that, someone that could keep you safe. But there was something weird about the testimony of Mike Mitchell. It was received by the court. The court accepted the testimony. The court had been very liberal in publishing, going out of the court's way to publish testimony. And neither the state nor the defense wanted that testimony to be put in front of the public. Well, the defense had objected to almost all testimony going in front of the public. But the state, particularly the victim representative, had a track record the last 4 days of trying to get as much out as possible. In fact, Erica's attorney embarrassed himself to the point where the judge rolled his eyes at Jeffrey Knight today. He made a fool out of himself. And he's representing his client. Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to make a fool out of yourself to represent your client properly. But he made a fool out of himself, bending over backwards, saying, all these text messages should come in. All these statements should come in. We need to know the truth. She has a right to see all the evidence. But when the testimony of Mike Mitchell came up, everybody was deadly quiet. The state didn't want any part of his testimony. Erica Kirk was nowhere to be heard. Jeffrey Nyman did not stand up and request to be heard. There was no motion to put Mike Mitchell's testimony in front of the general public. Why? Why? Isn't that one of the people he confessed to? Wouldn't that have been devastating evidence to the defense? Here you have somebody who doesn't currently work for government, who's not in the family, but who's close to the family, and was in the car with him, and supposedly knew the nature of the confession that Tyler Robinson supposedly had given. And the state didn't publish his testimony. I think that's one of the most damning things that came out today. And it went right under the radar. Nobody commented on it. I think it's devastating to the fact that you guys are telling me there's a mountain of evidence out there. There's not. There's not. So then Mike Mitchell helps him turn himself into the Washington County Sheriff's Office, and guess what we got? We were told, oh yeah, he turned himself in at 9 o'clock. Oh yeah, he 10 o'clock, 33 hours, 33 hours, 33, 33. Big Larry Bird fans in this case. 33, 33, 33. I've been contesting that, saying that the documentation, as far as I see it, looks like he, in fact, did not turn himself in that late. He was in early. And I've heard through the grapevine that his parents agreed that he turned himself in long before that, early in the afternoon. So the state had a chance to put it together. They could have ended the discussion once and for all. They failed. Instead, they put up a guy, Brian Davis from the State Bureau of Investigation, and the closest he could get to establishing a timeline was that somebody told him he had turned himself in. Somebody told Davis. Davis says, somebody told me he turned himself in around 9 o'clock. Who? Who told you? you that? Who told you he turned himself in? Okay, well, it doesn't matter because on the exhibit list, we have video footage from Washington County. We have video footage of him turning himself in. Surely that will put it to bed. As we've seen, this surveillance footage all has a date and time. And they did put in surveillance. The surveillance footage they put in to prove that it was Tyler Robinson who turned himself in and what he was wearing was Tyler Robinson facing away from the camera, and the camera cropped in so tightly that the timestamps had been cut out.
I'm gonna do a
What?
little bit of almond in this
This
as
was
well.
your chance, ladies and gentlemen. This was your chance to ascend the mountain you say you built, the mountain of evidence you claim you have. And that mountain's foundation is his confession, which we never got. We'll go into that in detail. What did he confess to Lance Twiggs and others? But we never got a confession from the parents. We never got a confession from Mike Mitchell. We frankly did not get a confession from Lance Twiggs. I'll talk about it.
Oh, that smells so yummy.
But you could at least establish that he turned himself in after 9 o'clock. Because then the Discord text could at least have been his. But they wouldn't do it. They supposedly had the ability to, and they failed. I am frankly...
Dirty another plate.
I don't want to say disgusted as much as I am just disappointed. I'm frankly very, very disappointed. Because I now live in a country occupied by a bunch of bloodthirsty people who are demanding the death of a criminal defendant. And the closest thing we have to a confession is his 22-year-old furry roommate / lover who can't account for his did not account for his whereabouts that day. And his only communications we got actually could have put him at the scene. The timeline fit. And he had access to all the evidence. Every piece of evidence that is against Tyler Robinson right now, Lance Twiggs had access to and could have created, could have done on his own. Wouldn't even have needed Tyler Robinson's help. All he would have needed is to put Tyler Robinson in order. They show up at the parking lot. We're going to have a meeting. And he sits in his car for 55 minutes. We covered that yesterday. Then he walks out to the courtyard, immediately walks back in and leaves. Show up over here. He drives over there. Walk down here. He walks down there. All you need is Tyler Robinson at the scene, and Lance Twiggs could have accounted for everything else. Everything else. That's not a mountain of evidence. Is there enough to go to trial? I can't imagine a scenario where the judge doesn't send this control. If for no other reason than Donald Trump Jr. was sitting in the courtroom, which is in and of itself bizarre. This is a guy under Secret Service protection, walking into a crazy media to sit in a courtroom for 8 hours. You don't have anything better to do? Oh, I gotta support Eric Kirk. Oh, well. It sure puts a real pressure on this judge to take a certain step. Because not only does he sit in the courtroom all day, then he goes to X and just time after time after time says how guilty Tyler Robinson is over and over again. The guy is the namesake of the current president of the United States, Donald Trump Jr. But beyond that, you have every media person, every Fox News person.
I desperately need a mixer.
Can you imagine what would happen in the media if the judge was like, I looked at the evidence and I don't think they've met their burden for probable cause. They're welcome to retry him, but we're dismissing this. We're done with this. They're going to have to go out and get more evidence and come back. Can you imagine
Yes,
what the
it is,
media
girl.
story would look like?
Banana bread.
It would be unbelievable. So I just think, even if they had not met their burden, even if they've not met their burden, I don't think there's a way a judge can possibly not send this to trial. And so what we're looking at is the state going to trial with this? I think that puts Lance Twiggs, I think it puts Tyler Robinson in a tremendous amount of jeopardy. Because if you go to trial with this, you will not win. You will not win. There's not enough to put him away. You could drive a convoy of 18-wheelers through the reasonable doubt in this case, at least as far as the evidence we've seen. And, but Baron, you don't know what all they have. Well, I mean, we don't. We don't. I mean, this was a chance to make a big splash. You're having a very public preliminary hearing. Go ahead and put the parents on there and bury the kid. Why not? Why not? Why run the risk of having Barrett Coleman and Candace Owens and all these other people? Why run the risk of having us continue
Bananas.
to investigate
1/4
this for the next
cup
12,
milk.
18, 24 months until
Oh
this
God,
goes
I
to
don't know if
trial?
I have enough room for this.
And continue to sow doubt in the minds of people. If you have his parents saying, "Oh yeah, he told us," okay, put him up. Put him on the stand. Let's go ahead and put this to bed. Let's not
He's
leave any doubt.
mixing bowls.
Let's not leave any doubt. So I want to real quickly show you what the TPUSA people
Really,
have been
go.
doing the last
Okay.
couple of days.
Back
Because
up.
you could argue, oh, these people, oh gosh, I didn't know I was going to start this. You could argue, oh, they're so confident where they're sitting. These guys are in the catbird seat. They've got the media on their side and everything else. Well, let me show you. Let me show you what Andrew Colvett did. This is how confident Andrew Colvett is and how this is going this week. This is what he posted last night.
Flour,
I
salt,
believe TikTok.
baking soda.
TikTok.
I feel like I've been dealing with so many crazy accusations, either leveled at Erica, self, or organization, or whatever, anything except for Tyler Robinson in this process, that I haven't gotten a chance to articulate clearly what questions I still have outstanding that I want answers to. So here we go.
Andrew. Brother, we're 10 months into this. I'm not going to dignify this by playing it. I'm not going to dignify this by playing it. You have had 10 months to ask questions. Instead, all we've gotten from you in particular, but your entire organization and all of your little collaborators and all your little patsies and all your little sycophants and hangers-on, all we've gotten for the last 10 months is calling us demons, calling us out by name, trying to humiliate us, trying to say we're stupid, we don't understand, we're leftists, we're working with Qatar. Now you want to come back and ask questions? No, I'm not going to dignify that. We're not going to hear that. But for 4 minutes, he goes and asks a bunch of questions. You know what question he didn't ask? And frankly, some of the questions were fairly reasonable. Some of the questions were fairly reasonable. For example, he asked, I'll dignify one of them. I think it's really the most reasonable question he asked. Were there other people that knew about this in advance? Were there other people that knew about this in advance? And he uses the example of some social media posts from some of Lance Twiggs' friends or Tyler Robinson's friends, some people in that gaming kind of gay community, that they might have had advanced knowledge that something was going to happen to Charlie Kirk. That's a great question. That's a great question. It should be answered. It should be investigated. But it's not being investigated because you guys have told us for the last 10 months that Tyler Robinson planned and executed this by himself. And that Tyler Robinson's guilty. And so nobody has asked any questions. Nobody's been allowed to ask questions without being demonized. You've not created a culture. You've not created an environment of question. But the fact that he feels like he needs to do that, somebody's advising him. They are listening to somebody. Blake Sneff going out into X spaces, answering questions on the fly like Charlie Kirk under a tent. Probably a bad example. Andrew Colvett now going on TikTok saying, I got all these questions going on. Hey, everybody else is asking questions. I haven't had a chance to ask questions. Yes, you have. You said on the Charlie Kirk show in half of the last 10 months, 5 days a week. You've been on podcasts. You have a social media presence that you actually control. Unlike Charlie Kirk, who you also control his, but you actually control your social media presence. So you can at any time, Andrew, you could have asked these questions for the last 10 months. You could have asked them every day for the last 10 months.
I need
TPSA
a
could put
bigger
tremendous pressure
bowl.
to have these things investigated. It's too late. We don't accept your questions in good faith. Because the only question he should have asked, the question he should have led with, Did Mikey McCoy reach out to Candace Owens and tell her to look closer into Andrew Coleman? That's the question he should have. That's the question he should have looked. Because I want to know the truth. I believe Candace when she says he did. But nobody at TPUSA seems to know. Nobody at TPUSA seems to have done anything about it. Mikey McCoy is still traveling with Erica Kirk. Still showing up on the stage, giving speeches, laughing, dancing, sashaying, swinging his hips, doing this little number. It's not consistent with them believing he reached out to Candace Owens and said that they should look, Candace should look closer into Andrew Coleman. So that's the question you should look with me. And because you missed that, I'm not going to listen to Richmond.
I wonder how long I was mixing that with air.
But then we get this weird,
Completely off the counter there.
series of articles about Erica Kirk handing out a tissue to somebody. Like, this was an article, ladies and gentlemen, in AL.com. If you don't know AL.com, it's the old Huntsville Times and the Birmingham News and the Mobile Press Register. They all combined because the print media is dying, and they opened up AL.com. And this was an actual headline planted with a guy named Mark Hine in AL.com. I'm not sure that's the most flattering picture. You can take a Dr. Franz V. Kirk. Erica Kirk comforted a stranger Tuesday. That is the first opening. Erica Kirk comforted a stranger. Like she's Mother Teresa. Like she's taking in the sick and wiping the fever sweat from their forehead as they're dying. Erica Kirk comforted a stranger Tuesday during the second day of the week-long preliminary hearing for Tyler Robinson, the man accused of killing her conservative activist husband, Charlie Kirk. Janae Branch, who had lined up with friends at midnight to get some of the few public seats in the courtroom, told the Associated Press she teared up during the hearing, and Erica Kirk reached over to offer her a tissue. Oh, God. This is such a touching story, my God. I'm so touched. She doesn't know if I'm Team Erica or not. Yet she handed me a tissue. Oh, God. I did not. She handed me a tissue. And I lost it. She didn't know if I was a friend or not, and she showed love. I saw this out of context, and I thought, what the hell is this about? Why is a guy in Alabama writing about this, of all people? Was this story planted? Did Alabama, the AL.com, the failing tri-newspaper of Alabama, going basically bankrupt and turning into clickbait? It's like the weekly World News or whatever. It's like a tabloid used to get at Kroger. Did they fly someone to Utah? Or did this guy hear about this story somehow and decide this is, we got a war kicking back off in Iran. That can wait. That can wait. Yes, the dollar's in rapid decline. Inflation's at an all-time high. Yes, but that can wait. Guys. Erica Kirk handed a tissue to a stranger. I'm telling you what. She handed a tissue to a stranger. You'll never believe it. According to the report, there was a report of it. Someone reported this. According to the report, Branch said she observed Erica Kirk crying at times during the proceeding and fidgeting with her bracelet. Only one bracelet? She dialed it back for court. Seeing Kirk's widow get emotional made Branch emotional too. Oh, that girl cries in Provo. That made the news. Girl cries in Provo. Made the news. Girl hands tissue to girl crying in Provo. Oh, God. Stop the presses.
Orly, stop.
So that's
You get yourself all excited and worked up when nobody said nothing to you.
And when I saw that a couple days ago, I thought, well, this is a weird story. Obviously, they're going for the human angle. if you've got to plant stories that you're passing out tissues to crying women, your reputation's in tatters. Like, it couldn't be worse for you. You're cooked. You're
No,
cooked.
Worley.
If you have to, in order to get good press, go to a guy in Alabama. You're from Arizona, you're in Utah, but you got to go to a reporter in Alabama and plant a story about passing out a tissue to a woman who was crying. You're cooked. You're cooked. I'm sorry. You're in bad shape. You're in bad shape. Well, that would be enough, right? No, it's not. Not. Mark Hine comes back for a second bite at the apple. Not satisfied with pointing out Erica's tissue passing. He's back to the scene of the crime, or the scene of the charity. This is an actual headline in a major newspaper. Emotional woman supports Erica Kirk during Tyler Robinson hearing. Quote, doesn't represent all of you. Guys, he wrote a whole story about a girl with a balloon. A Utah woman showed up at the courthouse Wednesday during the third day. Now remember, his hanky gate was day 2. This is day 3. This is balloon gate. During the third day of the preliminary hearing of Tyler Robinson,
Dude, if you get a chocolate that falls on the ground, I'm gonna be pissed. Get back.
USA
Like,
founder's wife, Erica Kirk. Sydney Young came from Alpine, Utah. Or maybe Alpine, if she's born there. With a handmade sign decorated with hearts and the words prayers for the Kirks. She also held a silver star-shaped balloon. No word, ladies and gentlemen. No word on how many points were on that star. What got Hines' attention? We're talking 5 or 6 points on the star. I don't know. Just asking the tough question. This is probative reporting. You can't file the story until we know how many points are on this. Guys, they're planting stories with an Alabama-based reporter trying to make Erica Kirk not seem like a stinking monster. That's where we are. That's how the week is going for Tyler Robinson. Like, Tyler Robinson's lawyers should clip these stories out and hang them on the wall. That when you walk into the law offices of Bert and Nestor and whoever the hell else they have, they should have these stories on the wall. We're such good lawyers. Victims' representatives have to plant stories about crying women with hankies. And somebody with entitlement too much time on their hands and a silver star balloon. That's how great we do it. Well, then, it didn't just stick with the newspapers. No. This was the evidence it was an op and not just an enterprising reporter. We have a sample of all of the different social media posts about how amazing Erica is, how angelic she is. St. Erica of Scottsdale. Pray for us. We've got Andrew Colbert, another amazing story about Erica's quiet and private kindness. I'm sure there's countless more. Well, I'm sure. The world is littered with kindness stories from Erica. Lauren Tuntich. As someone who's known Erica for years, I've witnessed firsthand how incredible.
oh my God, the smell of almonds is delicious.
Guys, when you're incredibly kind and genuine, people don't have to write stories about it. You don't have to coordinate a campaign. One example. 2 days before the 2024 inauguration, I had to go to the ER early in the morning. When Eve found out, she immediately came to visit me. She stepped into mom mode right away and helped handle the nurses and the doctors when I was all alone on the other side of the maternity and in too much pain to advocate for myself. When she had to leave, she coordinated others from maternity to come and rotate out throughout the day, so I was never by myself. She started a group chat with my fiance to keep him updated until he landed that evening and continued
Oops,
to
I forgot
check
to
in
flour
week
it.
for the
Oh
weeks to
well.
come. She did all of this just 2 days before inauguration. Like it's a high holy day. Yes, it's an inauguration. Life goes on. I'll correct your grammar here. We see you didn't ace the ACT. when she and Charlie had
40.
countless meetings, appearances, engagements,
So yeah,
when there were
we'll do
far
30
more
since
important
it's
things
thin.
going on. Oh, Erica was like the great physician. She was there to heal me. Danny Phillip, one of the shadiest people in this entire story, in my opinion. And I'm not just saying. Danny, I'll tell you just a side note. You know, Danny Phillip, at the moment Charlie Kirk was taken down, was standing cross-armed behind Charlie. Everybody else ducked or ran. Not Danny Phillip. Not Danny Phillip. Nor did he look at Charlie. He just coolly and calmly turned his head up towards the LOSIS center, of all places, and just stood and looked at the LOSIS. Interested to see if he ever becomes a witness, because if I'm the defense, I'm calling him. I got you on video, coolly and calmly, not flinching, not reacting, just looking at the LOSIS center. What do you see up there, David? Do you remember? What made you want to look at it? Earlier this year, I needed surgery, but couldn't get in to see a doctor for over a month. Erica
Hold on,
stepped in,
bud, I'll let you out in a sec.
and I had surgery within a week. Even while carrying so much pain of her own, she's always finding ways to help others. She's one of the kindest and most genuine people I've ever known. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding? Like, there's no way this was an organic movement for everybody to tell their most human and kind Erica story. I'm not even suggesting these are fake stories. She might very well have done this for Dana. And it would be awesome if she did. What a great use of her authority. What a great use of her tremendous power. What a great use of her resources. What a great use of her time to help those who are in need. That's great. But if you have to coordinate a publicity campaign to tell people you pass out hankies to crying women, and that you help arrange for someone to get in to see a doctor, and that you go visit people in the hospital. In other words, if you have to organize a publicity campaign to tell people you're just doing the normal stuff that normal people do over the course of their normal lives, because most of us are humans, and we see people in need and we try to help if we can. Like, we can't help everybody, right? We can't help everybody. But if we can, you know, if all I gotta do is give you a tissue, hey, okay.
I'm coming,
You want me
baby.
to
I'll
jump
be
in
right
front
there.
of the speeding train? Well, you know, we'll talk about it. We'll talk. But I mean, every time somebody goes to visit a friend in the hospital, you gotta organize a multi-hit media campaign about it. Every time you pass a tissue to somebody who's crying near you, somebody has to write a news article about it. Jack Posobiec, Agent Poso gets in the mix. When Tanya and I got to Arizona after Charlie was killed, the first thing Erica Kirk did was ask if there's anything we needed. He offered us a place, and if we needed someone to help with our kids. I let her know we already taken care of all of that. But even with all the chaos surrounding us, she just wanted to make sure we had everything we needed. Okay. I mean, all right. I kind of, maybe, sort of believe some of that might have happened. I don't necessarily believe it, but maybe. Then there's Danae Branch. She was the one who got the tissue. This is Tissue-gate. This is the gal who got the tissue. Her eyes were dried by the great physician, Erica Kirk. She's rescuing kittens from trees, giving other women tissues, performing emergency surgery in her off time, babysitting everyone's kids but her own. You don't have to do this if people don't think you're a monster. And if people think you're a monster, there might be a reason why they think that. I'm not saying you're a monster, I'm just saying you come off as one. If you have to organize a social media campaign across many channels, across many different people's pages, to humanize you because people think you're a monster, that's not my problem. That's not on me, that's not on Candace. But I'll say this. Even the judges had enough of her credit.
This is the Barron's episode from yesterday, guys.
I'm going to play you a clip of today's hearing.
I'm
This
gonna
is
go
Judge
back
Tony
and see if
Graham,
he has an episode on
and this
today.
is Erica Kirk's lawyer. The widow's lawyer was being heard in a courtroom to determine whether or not someone accused of killing her husband
I'm gonna shut my
would be facing the
mailbox.
death penalty. And I want you to hear how the judge handles it.
Thank you. Thank you. Turning to the parties, starting with the state, Mr. Gerdin.
Thank you, Judge. The state does not oppose publishing 12 point.
All right, let's look up.
I think we've tried to make it very clear throughout this case.
What I
We
should do with
favor
this?
openness, transparency as much as appropriate. I'll submit it on that.
Thank you, Mr. Gerdin. To defense,
It's
Mr.
so
Kurtz.
carbonated. I just like.
My apologies, that's 12.1, not 12.4.
Thank you.
Judge, at this point in the proceeding, we're asking the court to keep focus on the purpose of this hearing. And as the justices said in the Estes case, the purpose of the trial, and I know this isn't a trial, but the same logic applies, is to determine the defendant's guilt. It's not to educate the public or the victim's family or the world on what evidence the government or the state has. As the court knows, we have witness availability problems. We spent the bulk of today and yesterday arguing about nothing to do with the evidence in the case, but with rights of third parties. And it's appropriate for the court to consider that. But at some point, I think the court has to return to the purpose of these hearings, which is to expeditiously hear the evidence and then determine probable cause. And I want to point out to the court, Ms. Kirk has been very adept at holding press conferences.
I don't understand
and she has
where
reviewed
my
evidence.
package is.
She has
Watch the judge's face while this guy savages Erica Kirk at TPUSA.
represented.
They're out for
under the
delivery.
court's, protective order. They're free to go out and hold press conferences.
How many bottles did I get?
The world says they have the availability of that evidence. But the court's role, I think, at some point is to exercise some control, move the case forward, and especially when we have witness availability problems. And I'd ask the court, whatever the court does, if you're going to allow revisiting
I just ordered
evidence for the sole purpose of
You go check my
informing
mail.
the world or Ms. Kirk or anybody else, that the court do it at the end of the process, and not at this point where we will be deprived of our ability to call this witness, because she has to be done today.
Thank you, Mr. Gerdin.
Thank you.
Briefly,
He's talking to Kirk's lawyer, Erica Kirk's lawyer. Watch his face. Oh God, here we go. Briefly. Watch it again. Watch it again.
To call this witness, because she has to be done today.
thank you, Mr. Gerdin.
Thank you.
Briefly, and I say that because time is of the essence, not because I don't want to hear what you have to say.
I understand. There was a lot that was just said, it's just not true.
Well, look, so let me put this in the spot where we need to be. I understand that there's opinions, but I have to keep this to the probable cause. I don't want this to go to a back and forth about issues that lie outside of probable cause. And I realize statements are made, and as the victim's representative, attorney, my address. So I will hear you, but we need to be brief. So if you can be succinct, I definitely.
Who are you
want
barking
to have
at?
to say.
Your Honor, I am
Oh, it
almost
smells
always.
very good in here.
The family's not seeing this video.
Do you see the lawyer at the lower left laughing? I have no idea why Utah entertains this nonsense in a very serious situation where the state is trying to kill a man. The state of Utah is trying to kill a man. The two men you see right there in the
Here's
foreground,
something you
the two
can't
closest to the camera,
understand. How I can
those
just
two
kill
are
a
trying to
man.
put a man to his death. And that the fact that we let outsiders come in with their own lawyers and inject themselves.
Hells yeah! That's gonna cover up a lot of my hair.
Arguments, I don't think the judges in these
It doesn't have
Not gonna
access
get
to
weeds in my
the state
hair.
has it. The state is the state, and Mrs. Kirk and the family are of their representatives. That there's a complete distortion of reality that was just put forth. And this isn't about educating anybody about anything. This is about allowing the family to see the evidence that's been gathered after a 10-month investigation in which a father, a husband was assassinated. That's what this is about. So we ask you to please allow the family to view the video that the court has
Dude, I cannot believe how carbonated this is. It like needs to get separated
So here's
so
what
badly.
I would hate. I don't even know if this is an option under Utah law, but I would do it anyway. And I would let everybody throw a fit. And it would reveal their true motives. If I'm Judge Graff,
I can't even fit that bottle in my refrigerator.
I've allotted 5 days. This is a complex case. There's a lot of witnesses. There's a lot of evidence. Here's what I'm going to do. The next time we take a recess, the victim's representative and any one of her guests that are there with her who she wants to go in with her can go into a side room, pull up a laptop, and watch them. That way you guys have seen everything that I've seen. And if that's not good enough, I question your motives. Because you're claiming that the only reason you want it published to the world is because you want to see it. I'm giving you the opportunity to see it, sir. Are you going to take advantage of it or not? And see how he responds. Because I don't think it has anything to do with Erica wanting to see it. This entire charade is about tainting the jury pool. The one thing that Judge Graff is tasked with controlling. We did a whole opening on that just a few weeks ago. About famous cases that made it all the way to the United States Supreme Court. Where the court said, no, you have to give that person a new trial. You guys let a media circus take place. You let entirely too much jury pool tainting the law. There's no way the defendant could have gotten a fair trial. That's like his one task here. Find probable cause without tainting the jury. That's it. That's his goal.
It does carbonate.
And that's how I would handle it.
I made my own
And
soda.
if they said, oh, we're going to appeal your order. Oh, well, I'm giving you what you just claimed you wanted. Why on earth would you appeal that?
That's
fine. You can't see it at all. We're not going to publish it at all then. Go ahead and appeal that. I'll tell you what. I have
It's like the lightest carbonation. This one was experiment 1.
I may end up being suspect down the road again one day. We'll see how his
I can't believe how
Right
good
now,
this
I'm on Team
is.
Graff. I thought he did an okay job. He's walking a tight line here, trying to accommodate this really weird rule that Utah has that allows a victim to be designated on behalf
I'm just gonna drink all
of a
of
dead
it.
guy and then be heard in front of the court and make demands on the court, file pleadings. It's bizarre. It's
I can't
really
believe how
bizarre.
carbonated
It's not
it
normal.
is.
This does not happen in most states. Not happen in most states. But the
I get
interesting
easily
thing-
weirded out by things, so.
So another one. We have Erica Kirk.
Dude, I can't believe that I made
claiming
my
that
own
she's
soda
already
and
seen
how
what
good
the
it
case
is.
is.
I'm,
Okay.
it's water kefir. I
She's
desperately
claiming she's
need a
already
mixer
seen what
so
the case is
bad.
going to be.
Yes, I do. The big baker kind.
There's a reason why I had to fight going to
I'm not going to be able to get one of those anytime soon. They're very expensive. Yeah, soda. So I'll show you. So I have a large container. It's water kefir, but if you look closely, look at how carbonated it is. That shit is alive.
There have been cameras all over my fridge.
And so I very much need to get this into its bottles. I don't need to. I don't need to. It's got a thingy on it. The problem is that it's going to turn into booze if I leave it for too long, and I don't want to do that. I can help you get a mixer. No, you can't. I can't let you do that. They're very expensive.
No, they haven't seen it all. They don't know anything. They're just like us in the public, just waiting to see what the state is.
This is delicious. It has no flavoring in it. It's
And
just
so it's a little,
water kefir flavor.
it's a little unseen.
Oh wait, I added a little vanilla to this one.
A little unseen. It all started this way. Believe it or not, again, the victim representative
Josh is gonna love this.
has filed a pleading in the They say something like
I have
you know
a,
Jeffrey Nyman, the
no,
representative?
I don't.
You remember the U.S. attorney?
I have an Amazon wish list, but the thing is that it's not a registry. The registries are not private, so anyone could find my address. So I didn't think it was safe to do like an Amazon registry type thing. But I do have just like a wish list, but there's no telling what's been purchased and what hasn't been purchased, you know, whatever. But I advise you to go and look up the prices of the KitchenAid stand mixers. You know what I mean? They're like, I think the cheapest one is $399, and there's just no way I could let you do that if you were even able to, you know what I mean? So it's not like, you know, I might have to just get like a regular. When I clicked on your live, I literally thought YouTube was glitching out because and like the thing is that I'm kind of like I'm trying to hold out and not just get something cheap, because, you know, I'll end up buying something for like $150 and then it'll end up breaking in like 6 months and I'll just have to go and buy an expensive one again anyway. So I'm just trying to be patient and deal with it the way it is right now until I can afford to get the good one. The reason I want to get the KitchenAid mixer specifically is because I already have some KitchenAid mixer attachments, and you can put the meat grinder on there. You can get a grain mill. I haven't bought a grain mill for myself yet, and so I'm trying to debate whether to get the grain mill that fits the KitchenAid, or, you know, so anyway, it's just one of those things. But if you want to, if you have Instagram and you want to message me on Instagram, I'll send you the little thing that I have. But a KitchenAid mixer is a bit extreme. Hi, Jeff. Do you have Instagram? Text Grandpa Josh. I'm drinking one of the bottles of kefir and it is insanely good.
Okay, sending.
My IG is the same as it is here. Rugged Tuft. Okay. Thanks. I'm not on any drugs. I don't do any drugs. And I don't believe in psychotropic medications. Oh yeah. That's from the carbonation. Oh, that looks great. Oh, that smells really good. I'm making banana chocolate banana nut bread. I can't believe I made soda. Okay, well, I wasn't talking to you guys. I was specifically talking to 70s Angel, so. Oh, that's funny. I literally have my washing right here, and my washing machine is going. I'm about to hang up the last of it. So, message me or whatever. Add me on Facebook or whatever it is. Add me on the Instagram, and then I'll message you.
Now, there seems to be a lot of discourse over on BookTok recently. BookTok, for those of you who don't know, is basically what it sounds. It's TikTok, but for books. So, book
I also
content,
made
like
these biscuits
book
earlier
fairs,
today.
Book covers.
These
Here's a
are
nice bookmark.
so good.
Have you read this book?
Very good
You know what?
biscuits.
Now, listen, I don't read a lot. I'm dyslexic. Asking me to read is like asking me to do homework. I don't enjoy it. I don't like doing it. I love an audiobook though. Now, I see
Wow.
a lot of dramas come
I wouldn't
from
admit
BookTok,
that out loud.
specifically from my friend Ashley over at the Fine Book Club. She has a whole channel about books and kind of the things that go down. I'm doing this in the BookTok world.
So what I do, 70s Angel, is I have a dehumidifier in the laundry room, and I just hang everything up in the laundry room and run the dehumidifier. Or I have stuff here, and then I have a box stand just blowing air, and then, you know, the dehumidifier is already going, so it's pulling water out of the air anyway. I've rigged my own clothes dryer in there by turning the entire room into a clothes dryer.
But one person who did is this user, Ali Rose Co. She's had the lucky chance to be able to annoy a whole
This shit is so good.
Hot Girls Read trademark drama explained. Book social media is furious after a small business trademarked the term Hot Girls Read. Here's what's going on. This is Ali Rose Co.
I just can't believe I made my own soda.
She posted on social media that she had to
Yes,
share
they
some
do.
exciting news that she had secured the trademark for Hot Girl.
Can someone tell me why it's called bookish? Bookish.
Okay, I'll look it up.
It's like bookish content. Bookish. Where does that come from? Let me know.
In the caption, she said, Hot Girls Read is officially ours. 3 years ago, after I started reading more consistently and finally started to love to read, I put HGR on some bookmarks and cruise, and the rest is reading history. She then
So she is saying that what she's done is she's taken a catchphrase from a community that she's pretty new to. Really,
How is
in
it
terms of
that
how long it's existed.
I have
She's
the
taken
same
that
amount of
catchphrase or
followers
that
on
phrase
TikTok as a lot of
and
these people?
She's taken it and copyrighted
It's
it.
so
And
weird.
She makes merchandise, so she's made that her catchphrase or her.
posted on her story saying that she officially owns a trademark in the following categories: bookmarks, stickers, notebooks.
I don't understand why I have so many
sweatshirts,
followers on
t-shirts.
on TikTok.
And that said, I've seen HR on lots of items from other
Makes no
businesses
sense.
that follow me, so if that's you, please remove those listings from your site as soon as possible.
So as a small business, she's taken Hot Girls Read, she's taken the phrase, and she has said to other small businesses that follow her, and that she
I can't
follows,
believe
she's
the
posted this on
carbonation.
her Instagram story. Only the people that follow her can see
I
it.
can't believe I
She's
am
like,
literally
just to let you
consuming
know, I do
probiotics.
own copyright now.
I can't believe I made that.
own the copyright. So if you have used that phrase, it's got to go. You have to take it down.
Crazy.
Basically asking other small businesses that are using the phrase to take down their products. A lot of backlash because the term Hot Girls Read is very common in the book community, and many companies have been selling merch with the phrase before she even started selling it. After that backlash, she posted on her story saying that she's seen a lot of people's anger and claimed that she filed this trademark to protect her products from others copying it. I was advised to trademark.
But then if people have
But girl,
Hot Girls
you're
Read
copying
stuff
other
before
people.
her, then technically isn't she the one copying or being inspired by?
I need to soak
You know
my
what I
feet.
mean?
Market when it initially started to gain traction from the
Golden
bookmarks and
syrup,
sweatshirts in 2023. At the time, I didn't
Okay.
see anyone with apparel or bookmarks that said Hot
Golden
Girls Read,
syrup
although
is
I'm not
just,
denying that they existed. And she said to claim that she wouldn't ask small business
it's just
owners
like
to take those
caramelized
down. So upset fans noticed that in her
or
original
watered
post,
down
she said that
molasses,
she
is
started
it?
using Hot Girls Read 3 years ago. While the
No,
trademark
golden
claims
syrup
that
you could use also, what is it
2021
called?
was likely picked to coincide
Agave.
with Hot Girl by Megan Thee Stallion, which came out in 2018, and then Hot Girl Summer, which was in 2019. Because after that, we've seen a lot of variations of Hot Girls Have XYZ.
That's true. It became like a trend because it's like a trend. It was a phrase that, yeah, she just said it. I don't know why I'm trying to restate
And many
what
book
she
fans
said.
have pointed out that people have been using the term Hot Girls Read long before she first used it on her merch.
Right.
So there you go. That's everything you need to know about the Hot Girls Read trademark drama. Let me know
I
what
need
you
to
guys
soak my
think. Is
feet.
she in the right or wrong? And if you
All right, go do your laundry. I'm gonna turn this off and I'm gonna go soak my feet because I have baby feet. I did baby feet yesterday, and so I need to soak my feet in water for 30 minutes a day. And then I think after that, I'm gonna paint my toenails and maybe clip my toenails and stuff.
Right? And I'm like, I'm new here, you know, I've only just started knitting, and it turns out I love it. Then because I sell so much,
Okay, I love you.
Get a copyright for the phrase "hot girls knit."
Don't forget to follow me.
When other people already sell much.